to fleet starts with keeping the end in mind and knowing what the warfighter expects from a new product.
I think they want three things. They want to know that the system has been fully characterized, so what it can do, what it can't do. They want something that's been integrated and it's interoperable on day one when we deliver it, which we do a really poor job of today. And the third thing is they want to be able to train with it to the full extent of the capability that we've given them on day one. Not 6 months later or a year later or 3 years later, but on day one.
It's called capabilities-based acquisition. It's a new way of doing business designed to increase the speed of product delivery and ensure sailors and Marines have a usable product from the start.
When you hear about capabilities-based acquisition, and then you take our piece, which is capabilities-based T&E, that's where you get the speed, because you're not worried about particular technical points. You're worried about a capability at the end. Start with the end in mind. Always go back to that end in mind. That's what gets you to the solution you're trying to get to as opposed to some other path.
For the acquisition community, it's all about innovating for the future. Instead of focusing on an individual platform, capabilities-based acquisition encourages a system of systems approach where we test and train like we fight. That's where live virtual constructive comes in. The ability to train with a system in a digital environment is proving a game changer for naval aviation.
In the naval aviation community, we can no longer plan on training to the high-end fight with the numbers of aircraft that we'd expect to see in a real air battle. But we can generate those synthetically in a virtual environment, and we can do that repeatedly over and over again without burning gas, without putting wear and tear on our aircraft, and in a very repeatable sense. So that's why we want to do that in those kind of video gaming environments.
Well, live virtual constructive is absolutely key to that third piece, which is being able for the operators to be able to train with that equipment on day one. Particularly for our high-end systems, we can't lay down the red threat environment. In many cases, we can't even generate the friendly forces environment without getting literally an entire carrier strike group underway.
Using the capabilities-based acquisition approach, Navir will deliver a new product and up-to-date virtual training so the warfighter can see how the aircraft or weapon system performs alongside other assets in combat. The opportunity to fully test and train in the mission environment will help our sailors and Marines maintain the competitive edge.
The peer threat is catching up with us. If sometimes they've probably even caught up with us from a capability perspective. And the delta where we're going to have to maintain our edge and ability to win when it counts is in the training environment. We have the technology, we have access to the latest technology, we have access to the latest simulators, and we have the intellectual capital to build those training environments where we can do it day in and day out. Whoever is best trained is going to probably win in the end.